All right, Black and White Network supporters, we are going to talk about something we've been talking about a lot on this channel, and it's, of course, being here in Texas. The illegal immigrants, the illegal aliens have been flooding across our southern border, and look, I'm several hours north of the border, but hell, I can go into town, and I can just see, you can see the effects, you can see the influx around here. Even more disturbing is if you saw the video that Elon Musk put out where he went to the border 3 or 4 days ago. One of the things that came out of that was the fact that almost none of these aliens coming over here are actually from Mexico. They're from other countries, which I think is a little bit disturbing too, as if the idea that any illegals coming over here is an issue and not wanting to follow what I would consider to be the proper method for entering the country. But according to Joe Biden, this is the proper method. Well, as we know, a lot of these Democratic states have wanted to open their arms to these migrants coming in, right? New York, total shit show now. Chicago, shit show. For all kinds of reasons. A lot of these Democratic cities are turning into a total mess. And crime is starting to show up related to said migrants. And in Michigan, in Detroit, Michigan, that's a city maybe we ought to cover like Chicago. In Detroit, Michigan, where Democratic leadership has caused a fiasco up there. Gretchen Whitmer, oh God. What a nightmare she is, right? That's a Trump-hating bee if there ever was one. Well, you're getting a little bit of what they asked for up there, because we've got organized gangs that are what they're referring to as transnational. Transnational, this is a Democratic voting county. They are breaking into very expensive homes and robbing these homes of hundreds of thousands of dollars in merch. Wow. Unbelievable. This is one of the signs out of these neighborhoods up here, folks. We believe Black Lives Matter. No human is illegal. You sure about that? Maybe you should rethink that stance a little bit. This is a great gateway pundit. Michigan sheriff warns residents in wealthy majority Democratic voting county organized transnational gangs led by Dylan Mulvaney. Oh, I kid. Are breaking into exclusive homes. Here's what they're stealing. Wow. Once again, historically Democratic county right here for decades. A majority of Oakland County, Michigan residents have been voting for Democrats. Now, the illegals literally from down here and from Arizona, they've made their way all the way up to Michigan. They've organized themselves into gangs. And now they're breaking into these expensive homes. Oh, what a tangled web we weave, indeed. Up and down the streets of affluent neighborhoods, signs reading, quote, "No person is illegal." Quote, "In this house, we believe no human is illegal," can be found in front of several million-dollar homes. Nothing says I'm a better person than my neighbor than virtue signaling signs that celebrate illegal aliens in America. Oh, poetic justice here, folks. Until, of course, the local sheriff warns that you are about to become the next victim, and no amount of virtue signaling will stop them. Wow. On Friday, Oakland County Sheriff Michael Brouchard warned Oakland County, Michigan residents that he's working with the FBI, Lord, and Homeland Security to combat the serious threat of violent transnational gangs. who are breaking into homes in exclusive areas and stealing millions of dollars in high-end items. Ruh-roh. The Detroit News reports the sheriff detailed at a press conference what officials have learned about the burglaries that have ravaged Michigan's second most populous county, resulting in what Bouchard described as the loss of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. He did not detail how many arrests have been made or other details authorities have compiled in connection with incidents, but said there are specific threads officials are aware of. These are transnational gangs that are involved in this that come from South America. You're damn near in Canada up there, folks. You're that close. That's how far north this is going. Congratulate. Send Joe Biden hey, send him a thank you note. You wanted this. You love it. Here you go. When are you going to learn these criminals don't give a rip what your politics looks like? They don't give a bleep how much you think they're going to see that sign? I support migrants. I support illegal aliens coming into this country. You think they're going to see that and be like, "Oh, we got to let this. We're going to have to pass on this house." They obviously support us in what we're doing. Let's pass up on this one. No, they're going to be like, "Oh wow, look, they're dumb and rich. Let's break into the house." Looking to do burglaries and violate our communities, not just in Oakland County, but across America. Bouchard said it's criminality at its organized crime best in terms of how it functions. They work together, and they're here for a specific purpose. According to Bouchard, gang members have cited from countries such as Chile, Colombia, Bolivia, Nicaragua, Peru, Guatemala, Honduras, and all the socialist country known as Venezuela. Let's look at this, shall we?
For Oakland County. Now we can tell you a little bit more about who is wanted for them. Gang members, organized gang members out of South America, and they are hitting these high-end homes hard.
In our area, they are targeting jewelry, precious metals, high-end items such as purses, electronics, currency, high-end watches, and if there's a safe that's not attached or they can either break into unseen or carry, they'll do that.
Organized crime at its most effective, taking...
Oh my goodness. So if you got a safe and they think they can get that joker out, they're taking the safe. Transnational gangs commit violent crimes against citizens and facilitate criminal activities such as narcotics and firearms trafficking, sex trafficking, human smuggling, and trafficking and corruption, according to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's Immigration and Customs Enforcement. And you voted for this on a national and local level. Congratulations, you're the winner. The sheriff noted that the theft groups typically enter the country illegally through the southern border or by using a visa waiver program, which the State Department's website says allows most nationals from select countries to travel to the U.S. for tourism or for business for days of 90 days or less without obtaining a visa. Wow. Once in the country, group members purchase fake IDs, establish a residence in the area, intend to violate and cancel their current date as required by the VWP program, Bouchard says. Wow.
Hello, I'm Sheriff Mike Bouchard. I just wanted to bring a little bit of an alert to many people. I've been receiving phone calls from a lot of areas across Oakland County. There is, in fact, a rash of high-end burglaries that are occurring in numerous communities across the county. We believe it's a targeted type of thing, and it's from folks well outside of Michigan. So know that many, many agencies are working on this, and a lot of resources are being poured into this. But things you should do is be more aware of your surroundings, be aware of what's happening in your neighborhood. Make sure if you have an alarm, you set your alarm, lock your doors, lock your windows.
At what point does somebody get blasted? Just wondering at what point is there a violent crime attached to this? All right. Outside of just breaking into your home, what happens when they believe a home is empty, but it's not? Uh-oh, you got kids in the house. My goodness. So these are all wealthy folks. So they did something at some point to make a lot of money. They want to be brave, stunning, and courageous. Well, your bravery, your stupidity just earns you a visit with the transnational gangs.
Lock your car. Do those things that don't make you an attractive target. That would be a big help, but also watch what's going on in your neighborhood. You're more likely to know a car that belongs or doesn't belong than us, even if we're doing extra patrol in a lot of these neighborhoods across the county. So kind of tune into that. Look for cars or suspicious activity, suspicious people walking, especially if they're going through yards, especially in the evening, and give a call to your local police department.
Okay, so I'm going to throw one out here. What if they are actually hiding themselves in plain sight as providing some kind of services to these expensive communities? And we know when people have money, they hire a lot of service businesses for a lot of different things. And I'm going to keep it real. I used to own a service business, so I know there's a lot of people in those neighborhoods. Guess what? They've scouted the location. They've scouted your land. They've scouted your security system. Who's to say they haven't been in your house doing some kind of said service already? Oh, there's all kinds of goodies in here. Border security for everybody is critically important, Broussard said. Secure the border first and foremost because America is getting crushed with fentanyl, human trafficking, terrorist activity, and obviously transnational gangs that are attacking communities right here in the Oakland County, I guess, area. Wow. My goodness. Much as the same way as we see in San Francisco or LA or Chicago or New York, Detroit. I can't believe I haven't thought about covering Detroit more. It's a hellhole. It is. It's a hellhole if there ever was one. But, oh, my goodness, there's some people with some money there, and these gangs know it. They've sauntered their way into the country, and then they've organized themselves together. Who do you think is coming over here? Every time I watch a video of a large group of folks that's moseying across the border, why is it like 8 men for every 2 women or something? And Biden's allowing this to happen. What do you think's happening to those women along the way? Or even worse, children. And then once they get over here, so what's going to keep them from kidnapping one of your kids? Human trafficking is part of this equation, the sheriff has told us, as if we didn't know. Do dumbass Democrats really not think when they enter a voting booth? I'm just wondering, is there no thought process there? Are you just literally tuned in to nothing but mainstream media news sources that never talk about any of this shit? I don't get it, because they don't cover it. They don't want it covered because then it would make Beijing Biden look, less than stellar as a president. I mean, you'd have to be a deaf and blind man to not be able to see how bad he is as a president. But, you reap what you sow, folks. Right here. Let it be a cautionary tale. Tell me what you think. Look, I mean, this is something we're worried about here in Texas. Luckily, our law enforcement is just not going to have this shit. But how do you stop it? You have to have a strong president, Trump, that's willing to shut this crap back down. Plain and simple. But you got to vote at a local level and work your way up with an R attached in the voting booth. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.